So the session is how to create a Google form. We're doing it in 3 parts. The first part is about the setup. The second is about creating multiple choice questions and short answer questions. And the third part is posting it in Google Classroom and importing the grades. We're really only working with the multiple choice questions and short answer because that's really all you can do to have it self-grade. You can't really have anything else much graded. So this, I'm going to give you a copy of this Google slide so that you can use it as a reference, because this is more about going over this reference guide than actually even doing them. Because normally I'd have people go ahead and do it with me, but I really think it's kind of hard to keep flipping back and forth. So if you watch it, then you can go back and use this to do it, to find the answers. And when I do the first one, I did a lot of animated GIFs, and they go really fast. So at first it's kind of like intimidating because it's going really quickly, but it's the same clip that's playing over and over. So if it starts out fast, it'll seem easier later. Okay, so this is how you get a Google form. It's not one of the big ones like Google Slides or Sheets or something like that. You have to go and find it. So the first thing you do, I'm going to walk through, go up to New. You're going to go down to More, go over to Forms, and hit Blank Form. So when you're in Drive, you'll do New, Google Forms, Blank Form. But if you forgot how to get to it, you could just come back to this slide. All right. So then if you, when you do that, you should have this. And the default color is purple. So that's just what we're working with. But it'll look like that, and we're going to fill it up. So the first thing that I do for students is create a name blank. And I click Require. Even though it takes in their emails, I think that it's good to do this too, because one time I had somebody using their sister's computer, and they somehow were in their account or something. It recorded the wrong names. I'm going to say that they were still the one that was doing the work. But also you can manipulate it a little bit better. So let me watch this video. So I typed in first name and I clicked required. So you're going to do multiple choice or short answer, type first name, and require it. So if you needed to know how to do that again, you could just come back to this. Short answer, first name, and then require. Okay, so then I also do one for last name, and this one doesn't have an animated GIF, it just goes slow. So the steps to get a question are the plus button for new question. This is the question option. So whenever you need to change it to multiple choice, or you can do it right there, and then you type in the question. And the last thing is required. Most of the time you want them required. So that's like the anatomy of a question. So then I always add class period. Just something that you can add, or just anything that you're asking them. But I always put this as kind of a setup thing. It's exactly the same as the other two. It's just that it's a multiple choice question. So let me see where this starts over. Okay, so I'm going to click the plus for the new question, and multiple choice is the default, and then I'm going to add in the numbers. So I'm going to do it one more time. So you hit the plus button, go to multiple choice, do the class period, and then add them. So that's the setup of all of that. It was under the setup. So if we do our first question, oh no, settings, I forgot, of course, settings. So to make this, now if you just want it just to collect information and you don't need it to be a quiz or self-grading, you have to name it a quiz if it's self-grading, even if you're not really using it as a quiz. So the way you do it is when you're on the form, you're going to go up to the gear icon, go to General, and limit it to 1 response. Then go to the Quizzes tab and click Make a Quiz. And then you have to save it. Most of the things in Google you don't have to save, but I've clicked out of it before and it didn't work. So it's gear, general, one response, make a quiz, and save. But remember, if these things go fast, or if you're trying to write it down, you can always just, I'll send you this and you can just go to this one slide. Okay, now I think we're actually ready for the questions. Okay, so this looks like a lot of questions, but they all build on each other. So the types of questions that we're going to look at is a multiple choice question, just like a regular old multiple choice question, a multiple choice question using a video, a multiple choice question using a picture for the answers, a multiple choice question using a picture in the question, a short answer question with text, and a short answer question with numbers. Because those are the ones that are easiest to do self-grading. So I'm going to go to a basic multiple choice question. So this is exactly like the one that we did for class periods, except that we're going to add an answer key to it. So we'll hit the plus button to get a new question. We'll type in our question. And then I typed slower than I thought. And then we have to come down to answer key. When you're in answer key, you select the correct answer. And see, I almost forgot the points. You have to go up and get the points and hit done. So I'm going to do it one more time. You're going to hit the plus for a new question. Type in the question and all the answers. Then I'm going to go down to answer key, select the correct answer, give it a point, and click done. Okay, so the rest of many of them are just variations on that. Oops. Okay, so to add a video, I use this one a lot. So you add the video and then you ask the questions below it. You do put the video in separately and you put the questions below it because you could ask more than one question. For the example, I only asked one question. So you go, instead of the plus this time, you're going to go all the way down to the video. And then I didn't have a URL, so I just searched for one. And I picked the top one, and of course it should be a video though that you've watched. I did watch this video. And then I always center align it, but you can do, it doesn't have to be, and I always make it bigger. And then you title it. So you have to put in the video by finding the video icon. So you're going to add video. And you can put in a URL. So if you had one that you wanted and you couldn't find it, or you can just search, you select that one and put it in. Then you just title it. Oh, I align it first. And then you title it. Now we didn't put any questions in with this one. So the next thing you would do is do a plus and add the questions. Okay. So we've got a video, and now we're going to do one that has pictures for the answers. So if you're asking a question and you wanted the pictures to be the answers. This video is really grainy because I had a lot of trouble getting it to go in. But, so if you had a picture, if you had a question, you would just do it like any other one. You'd hit the plus button first, and then you would add the question and then options. So I'm going to wait till the video gets to the top. Yeah, this is a longer one. It took a while. And you can put in more than that. I just didn't because I didn't want to keep adding it. Okay, so I typed in the question. Oh gosh, I do that so fast. Then I click Option and image icon, select the image, and it goes in. Let's do it again. So I'm going to click on it, go all the way to the end, hit the image icon, and search for a Google image. I apologize that this one's so fast. I had so much trouble with this one uploading that I had to make it really quick. Like I had to keep shortening it. I used to have 1.25 pennies. Then I do the answer key and click done. So when we do the picture in the question, it's almost exactly the same thing, and it's a little bit better. So if I go to the next one, the next kind of question is adding a picture in multiple choice to the question. Oops. Okay, so we're going to add a picture to the question, and I'm going to wait till it starts over. Yeah, I misspelled trouble. Okay, so first you type in the question and see the little icon next to it. You click that. This time I'm going to find an image from my computer and upload an image from my computer and put it in. It's gigantic. It's a huge double clap, so I got to squish it up. And I'm going to center it. And I'm going to give 2 choices. Then I'm going to put in the answer key. Mark the right one, give it 1 point, and hit done. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to put in the question, go over to the side and get the image, upload the image from my computer, then make it a little smaller, and add the choices. Add the answer key and add a point. Okay, so we're going right through here. Okay, the last 2 types of questions are short answers with text, and these are great. But the only problem is that a student, you have to put in all the possible answers that you might think that they could put in. And they're very creative spellers sometimes. And you have to make your decision on whether you're going to go ahead and give them credit if they misspell it or they miscapitalize it or something like that. So the one that I give is New York City, so that I can give you lots of different, how you could put that in there. Okay, so I put in my short answer, and I go to the answer key, and I'm going to put in lots of different kinds of ways that New York City could be spelled, that could be done. And then I'm going to say, mark all other answers incorrect, so that it'll self-grade it. And add a point and hit done. Well, I added 8, but 1. Okay, so we're going to hit plus to get a new question. Change it from multiple choice to short answer. Type in the question, and it knows the answer. But then, when I go to the answer key, I have to put in the correct answers. And sometimes I'll put in hints like only 3 words, or make sure you capitalize, or watch your spelling, or something like that, because it just, computers are smart, but it's not going to know that. Okay, so last time, you do the plus for new question. You change it from multiple choice to short answer. You type in the question. you type in all possible answers. You have to click the mark all other answers incorrect. And then you give it 1 point. Well, I just accidentally did 8. Okay, so then our last type of question is a short answer with numbers, which usually works pretty well because they're just putting in answers. I mean, they're just putting in numbers. So there's usually only one answer. Okay, so you're going to hit the plus for a new question. You're going to go up to short answer, type in your question. Now, the valid response thing, go ahead and click delete for right now. It's an awesome tool, but we're not going to use it in this one. Mark all others incorrect and hit 1 point and done. So, plus for new question, short answer, type the question, type the answer, and then mark all others incorrect. So, 1 point. That's what I usually forget myself. All right, so we've gotten through all of the types of questions for a self-grading one. I'm sure there's more, but that's all I put on there. So now we're going to see how we can take it into Google Classroom and have it graded. Because we did all this work, we want it to pay off. Okay, I don't know what's not loading, but we'll see. All right, so first you have to post it as an assignment, and it's already in your Google Drive. So you'll just find it in your Google Drive like you would for anything else. So, and grading is important. All right. I'm going to start at the beginning. Okay. So the very first thing, you're going to go and open your class. Go to the Classwork tab. Click the Create button. Go to Assignment. Title it. And any instructions you want to give. You're going to go to the Add button and open your Drive. And find the form and add it. Now, grade importing will already be clicked, but you can check it. I put in how many points. The one that I did only had 6 points, and I always put in a date and a topic. And then I didn't assign this to the class because I didn't want them to have this assignment. So one more time, open the class, go to the Classwork, create the assignment, title, then you're going to add it from Google Drive, and the grade importing is marked. Change the points to how many questions you had, or how many points. Due date and topic. You don't have to do those two, but I do. And then assign. So now it's in Google Classroom and your students got it. But now they've all done it, and we're going to see how we can import it into Google Classroom. So all of these students have turned something in, and I'm going to import it and show you how to do that. But I'm going to wait till the beginning. So you go to Classwork, and you click on the assignment, and you can see how many people did it. You open the assignment. It's not graded. There's a button to the right that says Import Grades, and then, of course, it's going to ask you again, are you sure? Go ahead. And they all pop up to the left. Everybody got their grade. And then you can click the button for the turn in people and return it to them. So I'll do it again. Classwork, open the assignment, go over to the import button, and yes, we really want to import. And then there they all are. And we're going to hit return. Okay, so we've imported them. So, but you kind of want to know sometimes what questions were missed. Like if everybody missed them, you can easily see that. And you can see what kind of things they did. So I'm going to start this one at the beginning too. So we open the form and you go to the little edit, the right-hand pencil, and you go to responses. And here's a summary of the responses. So you can see what their responses were, and you can kind of look and see what, like, this was questions that they had to type in, and that's all the different ways I got them typed in. So that's why sometimes it's hard. But I can kind of just look through. So I'm going to open it, go to the pencil, because you got to be in edit mode. Go to the responses, and then you can just browse through which ones look like they were really, that everybody missed them. It must have been a problem. Okay. So, but let's say we want to go to one student. Like we noticed one kid really bombed it who doesn't usually. If I go to an individual student, so what questions were missed by individuals? We do the same thing. We go to the edit mode and we go to responses, and I can look through the individuals, and I noticed that Emily Call missed one, and she never misses anything. And so I clicked on Emily's name and I looked through to see what she missed. And I can tell that she missed the one that says, what are the lines? It's every good boy does fine, for the lines, you know, for music. But I asked them to write a sentence, but she wrote just the letters. So I can go through and click correct. And it will, when you go back and click import again, it will import over top of the other ones. Or if you just wanted to go in and change the grade, you could do that too. But if you were going through and changing responses and you use the import again, it would do it. So you can change individual students on there too. Okay, so, all right, so I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to post a copy of the Google slide in the chat, or I can just email it to you. And it'll force you to make a copy so that then you own it. Don't worry about, if you make an edit or anything. But if it doesn't work, like if the things won't load, just let me know, because I put a lot of GIFs in there. And so now I'm going to stop the videotaping of me talking. And if you have any questions, I won't record those. I will just, I'll just answer them now. Okay, stop.